it like?
Mostly it's like being inside a cloud of bees, except the bees are always cussing and punching at each other.
Okay.
You know, the type of programming that is very much coveted by streaming services are known IP. Whether you're talking about Star Wars or Marvel or Star Trek or even Stranger Things and how a cult classic that has become on there, a lot of streaming channels are looking for known IP to just build on and get that money off of. Going ahead and actually taking something as simple as a very simplistic plot point, having little to no name actors or actresses in there, and just going with the human condition is almost a foregone thing, much less it being done on a free streaming service. Primo on Freevee attempts to go ahead and actually rectify that, to go ahead and actually transport us back to a different time. Now, I can appreciate a good sitcom effort in today's media. It doesn't always have to be a gimmick of mockumentary, or it doesn't have to be a continuous comedic setups for callbacks. This type of comedy reminds me of sitcoms of the 80s and early 90s. So I'm going to go ahead and actually give myself as main character energy on this review. I am the target audience. But I'm going to call out some things that casuals will want to know about this series as well. You see, I watched those first 2 episodes on new content on streaming services to see if they're worth your time. So I watched, so you don't have to. If that sounds intriguing to you, do me a favor. Click like, subscribe, and maybe even share. And now, let me get into this review for you. Primo premiered on Freevee in May of 2023. It has 8 episodes in its first season, each about 25 minutes. It stars Ignacio Diaz-Severo as Rafa and Cristina Vidal as Drea. This show is about a 16-year-old Rafa and his mom Drea. Now, his dad left long ago and his mom has been holding it down ever since. And he doesn't even have to worry about a male influence in his life because he has 5 uncles who are always around offering help, advice, or to complicate matters. Now, when I'm looking at a sitcom like this, a main target audience member is looking for simple laughs, charming, funny characters, and relatability. Now, for casuals, they're looking for pretty much the same things, but they are usually taken in by fringe characters that kind of add spice to the overall show. Diversity can also pull in casual viewers as well. Let's see if we can add Primo to the family. You like that, don't you? You know? Well, if you knew Spanish, you would think it's funny. Okay? For the first 10 minutes of the show, I kind of thought the characters were blah and not funny. But as you continue through episode 1 and definitely through 2, you really find them charming and hilarious. All of the uncles, of course, have some one-dimensional characteristics, but they kind of go ahead and actually get fleshed out as the series goes. Now, you have the serious older uncle that's kind of like the provider, no nonsense. The uncle that thinks he's the smartest and he's the one that's always kind of like the brainy in the Smurfs. You got that one uncle that's kind of like the oblivious one, kind of seems like he's kind of dumb, but he's not really. He's a little bit more insightful than you think. You also have a hippie out of work uncle that's really about the universe and making sure that, we're all one with balance. And you even have kind of like that dude bro military type of uncle. And then you have Rafa, who's a 16-year-old just trying to live his life. While trying to find his own identity amongst the constant advice, love, and opinion of his family, he has to go ahead and actually grow up in all this. Every one of these main characters gave me a good smile or laugh at some point within the first 2 episodes. I feel this cast enjoyed working together and the vibe was just right for comedic deliveries and approaches. Both mains and casuals will like these characters. The writing and stories are simple for this show. It's kind of like a typical network sitcom style. Lay out overarching scenario, figure out how Rafa is going to struggle or discover something within the episode. And then it's going to be how his mother and his uncles will influence his perception or thoughts. And then we're going to interject the comedy and interweave those within the episode. The family dynamic here is similar to Full House, but more evolved to today's audience. Extended family here plays big, and they do a good job of setting up good family lessons, but with more realistic expectations. While not complex joke writing, the dialogue and characters are fun to watch and navigate the plots. Mains are going to be on board with the simple stories. I'm going to think that casuals may roll their eyes on some situations, but overall, they'll find it familiar and decent. Some other things to kind of latch on to and think about on this series. This is another show giving a platform to a Mexican family and perspective. It's set in San Antonio, so laying off the typical California, LA setting that we see most Hispanic families on TV representing. The range of showing the various levels of comedy is fun to see. Also, Rafa has a diverse friend set, and it adds a bit more of the dynamic to the show of being diverse. This isn't a political or particularly cultural heavy show. It's more of a homogenized type of show that you would have seen in the 80s or 90s, but you still know the impact of the positive images. So those are some of my thoughts about the show. But let's get into the verdict. For main target audiences, I'm going to say watch the whole season. If you were really into old school sitcoms like Full House or Malcolm in the Middle, you'll want to tune into this. It's easy to watch 25-minute episodes with a few laughs in each episode, good funny characters, and ultimately, this is a cast that seems to vibe together. This warrants a main target audience to binge the whole season. It's an easy watch. For casuals, I'm going to say watch the first 2 episodes. In less than an hour, you'll get through the 2 episodes. It's easy and funny dialogue will entertain you throughout. And I think episode 2 is way funnier, and you want to get there to really see if this show is worth your time. So again, for my main target audiences, binge that whole first season. For casuals, watch the first 2 episodes. And that's what I have for Primo on Freevee. Check it out.
Sick as hell. Yeah, you do.
Which uncle did this? Because this can't be all you.
Y'all don't like it?
She's gonna think you're a divorced magician.
Yo, you stayed for the entire review. I appreciate you. Do me a favor. Click like, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and share it if you feel so obliged. Yeah. Also, if you want to, you can go and actually watch one of my other videos here that'll go ahead and actually give you another review. But till the next time, I'll holler at you. Take care of yourself.